Firstly, I would like to say thanks to Steve. It's a kind of a customer voice from Vietnam. For me, I have no idea if Fashion Link was our customer because, to be frankly, I would say for Star 3D, we are still a quite young company. We are a startup company, and we just launched our product to the market since 2020. So it is glad that our customer is satisfied with our service, with our product, even with our vision in this company. Please allow me to introduce myself. I am Chen. I am the COO in Star 3D. Now I am in Beijing. Right now we are holding the China Fashion Forum. This is already our third year to hold the China Fashion Forum together with the China Fashion Association and the China Textile Association. So in terms of the 3D, because I have been in industry for more than 4 years, so I also could see a lot of difference compared to several years ago. When I would say when 3 years ago we came here after COVID-19 is controlled in 2022, which should be in I would say in the August. At that time, we are still talking about how 3D could increase our efficiency for R&D, for design. And in last year, actually, we are already talking about how we could generate more digital asset and how we could apply digital asset. And in this year, I think the biggest, the most hot topic in this forum is actually talking about Metaverse. I think actually Metaverse for fashion is no longer a dream. Actually, it is becoming more reality, as well as it will be part of our business, especially for fashion in the upcoming future. Before we go to my topic, we prepared a small video for you to check on what we have been done in last year. Okay. Sorry. So as you could see from the last video, we believe 3D is no longer a tool just for fashion. Actually, we think digital fashion is a must-have asset, especially for our fashion industry. We thought the linkage as well as the integration between the virtual and the reality become more and more important. And my first part is talking about how digital fashion become the key, major screen in nowadays. This is a report from McKinsey in last year. So you will see the capital, the capacity of the market value for digital asset in 2022 was around 110 billion. So among 30% spend is for digital fashion. So there are different interaction styles for we to be involved in the digital asset. First one, as you see, which is the most common and popular, is NFT. Especially, we could see the NFT is super and highly developed, especially in advanced countries, such as in US market. So this is also linked to the the industry difference between China and the US. So this is very common. Also in China, we also see a lot of artists, a lot of fashion player is trying to use NFT to better and more interesting sales and marketing. Also, I think the between the COVID-19 for digital asset, it also create another user experience. It engaged your experience when you want to check out. If you want to go to visit a virtual theater, if you want to see a digital exhibition, if you want to see a runway online, it all become possible. Another way is that the game, as you see, no matter we're talking about a Z generation Also, we're talking about even for my young children, I believe actually they are born in the game. So which means, in case you want to have longer, sustainable, and even deeper integration with those young generation, game is becoming one of the key elements you should consider in your fashion business. Besides, we also see two different kinds of platform. One is the commercial platform, as we see, such as OpenSea. It is a Web3 and NFT transaction platform, became one of the largest transaction market in last year. Also, we see one of the key, one of the key share for the Metaverse Roblox, as well as for Decentraland. And the people would more likely to express themselves in the virtual world. And once they want to express themselves, we think they also need to try to try on different digital fashion or digital look or digital skin, or maybe they also even want to find some virtual car or maybe virtual land, virtual building. So this is a very confirming future in our opinion, in our understanding. This is a report from McKinsey. We could also see some report from Facebook, Meta. Also, we could see some report from one of the biggest metahuman maker in China, Baidu. Actually, they believe when it goes to the 2013, the market for the metaverse gonna be like $8 trillion. So we also believe this is a huge opportunity for our fashion player to step into the market. And if we go check our bigger player in fashion, such as some luxury brand, such as a performance brand, they actually did quite a lot more. Such as Nike, as you said, in last year, by the end of 2022, one of the two moves they made, one is that they opened the Nike Land in the Roblox. This is because we believe in the future, not only we will have the digital human, we will have the digital products, we will also have another digital platform for transaction, which means people may no longer to do the transaction in Taobao and in Amazon. Maybe some of the transaction will also be moved to Roblox. That's why, both for Nike and Adidas, they open their store in Roblox. And also one key move is Nike acquired RTFKT, one of the NFT and the virtual footwear maker, and they are more engaged in the metaverse. And for Balenciaga, as you mentioned, they actually launched the AW21 in afterward, which is the age for tomorrow, which create huge comments, inside the fashion market. Also for Gucci, you will also see launch several of the classic bags in the Roblox. Okay. So for us, we lately we have been working with Shanghai Fashion Week and the Xintiandi and the Red Outlet booklet, as well as nine top designer brands, such as maybe some of you know, such as Chen and Kiki have made. These are very young and very top designer brands in China. We create a lot of different NFT for them to launch in the Little Red Book, which is in the art space. If you are interested, you could also go to check how they are, because they have so many followers and so many different hot topics. You could see how they are, how to empower the Chen from the traditional fashion to NFT, as well as you could do some interaction between digital and the physics. So we would see in the past, we will just think, for virtue is just another word. So which means, in China, such we will have the QQ show, right? In my age, we will have the QQ. It is something quite similar as OICQ. People want to, want to set up labels. They are different, so they will use different QQ show. And for now, in Baidu's report, they believe in the very close future, everyone will have our own avatar, and they want to, show their difference. And when they want to show difference, they might want to create a digital clothes in their own avatars. So which makes me till now, which makes me believe more that the linkage between physics and between the virtual is a key for nowadays, especially for our fashion brands. Part 2 is talking about, maybe a little bit advertisement here. I will talk a little bit about my company, talking about how we create a meta design for the next maker for fashion. It is not just some 3D tool. You could do the, the 3D pattern checking, or maybe do the 3D design checking. We want to help you to more faster, more realistic to generate the content, as well as once you have the content, we also want to ensure you could adopt the concept in different applications very easily. So our company, as I mentioned previously, is very young. Was established in 2015, and our prototype for core products was finished by 2017, and we started to do our financing in 2019. Our first financing was led by the Xiaomi, one of the biggest internet giant in China. And when go to 2022, we launched our product in the market. I still remember the time. It is the June of 2020, which is, for China has ensure the COVID is controlled. Then we launched our product to the market. In that year, we have worked with more than 180 customers, but most of them are still Chinese customers, ODM, OEM, fabric trims, as well as for some local brands. By 2022, we start to do our global expansion. And as that year, we have worked with more than 500 customers. And we have set up our facility in Europe, in Hong Kong, as well as in New York. As that year, by the end of that year, we closed our pre-B fundraise by Lenovo. The computer Lenovo as that year. They also have a CVC, to support the globe for those scientist companies. And just lately, two months ago, we closed our pre-B plus series, which is led by Here House. As you know, Here House actually is the biggest PE in Asia. And we also, launch our new generation of platform, as well as for some Metaverse products we are going to launch sorry. Can you see my screen? I have an incoming call, sorry. So Barry, can you hear me?
Yes.
Clearly, cool. Yeah, so now we have the facility all over the world, from a Chinese company to become more international. In China, we have like 7 facilities in China. Besides, we have our office in Tel Aviv, in Copenhagen, Paris, Milano, and New York. And also, we are one of the leading 3D design software and collaboration platform worldwide. Also, we believe our unique technology is our render is based on GPU, which could ensure, our rendering speed is one of the best machines among the world. Also, as I mentioned, we want to talk the 3D adoption it is not just for fashion. Based on our technology in the bottom, in the base, such as the softline simulation, rendering technology, fabric technology, as well as for CAD, CAE technology, we have created a very fruitful product portfolio, such as Star 3D Studio. It is a 3D design software for garments. We have a very powerful asset management, asset display, storage, as well as for the light design, as well as for the collaboration platform, which we call the Star 3D Cloud. We also have one of the key modules, which include the software and the hardware, Star 3D Fabric, which give you a very lower entry barrier for those players who want to digitize the fabric, especially for those SME. And also we have one of the biggest Star 3D content generation team, such as the team in Lianfeng. We also have a very big capacity for do the 3D as a service. Besides, we also have some marketplace which help you to get some blog trims, avatars very easily, from some existed blogs. And we also offer a very open and a basic API for integration in case you want to integrate with PRM, CRM, whatever you want. And regarding the application, fashion is our key contributor. Or we also have our plugin as well as our software and the platform for gaming, for animation, as well as for some Metaverse application. So till now, we already not just initial from fabric to retail. We also try to link R&D and the sales marketing, and also want to bring our fashion industry to be more linked to Metaverse and beyond. And in terms of the industry, as you know, 3D is part of the design and the development. It helps you to reduce the time, increase the efficiency, as Steve mentioned just now. Besides, it also gives you the possibility to link your digital asset to production. So the integration between the integration between SEMS together with 3D is quite important. Help your designer to do the roughly costing calculation, help you to generate some basic BOM to production usage, as well as help you to do the fashion, do the production based on demand. Also, we believe if you want to do the more marketing, it is very important for you to integrate 3D with with the CRM, as well as for some marketing automation tool. So in that area, we also did some research and worked with some customer. So in terms of the 3D key elements, in terms of the three key elements for the digitalization, one is the components. So for that area, we help you to digitize your fabric trims, print patterns, and avatars. In terms of in the garment, we also help you digitize your style, your look, even a display. And in terms of the applications, we think the space is super important. So we help you go to e-commerce, to go to the runway, the store, the electronic store, animation, posing, photo shooting, and so on. Okay, so I will try to speed a little bit faster. And as I mentioned, we have a very powerful Star 3D marketplace and the platform, which in one side help you, to digitize your fabric in very low entry barrier. In another hand, help you to use the digital garments to go to the retail, go to the e-commerce, as well as for the NFT application, and as well as for the NFT operation. Okay. So our key product is the Studio, Fabric, Cloud, in terms of the software as well as for the hardware. We provide both. And our team is from one of the top, I think one of the most visionary team. Our chief scientist is from the Berkeley. He is a PhD of computer application in Georgia Tech Master. He also is a professor for Ohio State University. And our Eric, most of our team is, quite senior. Also, most of our engineers is from the Zhejiang University. As you know, they have one of the best CG and the CAD lab in China. Also, the top 5 CG and the CAD lab in China. Also, we have our global, very visionary team, such as Danny. He is the previous sales VP in Optex, such as Chios. He is a former VP in Lian Feng. Also, we have like our creative director from DC Gua, Terlock. So a very mixing team and a very visionary team. In terms of our separate product segments, such as the fabric, I think we already trying to work with the Institute and the Association University in China to set up the standard for fabric digitization. Also for the studio, we ensure for you, if you want to display the asset, if you want to create the animation, if you want to integrate with the avatar, ensure it is very easy. Also, there is hundreds of formats for you to easily to onboard based on those. Also, as I mentioned, we have both rendering, engine based on GPU and the CPU. So which means no matter what hardware you have, no matter what software, Windows or Mac, we could all try to support you quite very smoothly. Also for the avatar, digital human is also one of our key elements. We have been working with Baidu, work with Alibaba and the TikTok to generate more than 3 seamlessly virtual models. So they are editable. They have they have both, we have some East feeling models. We also have some West feeling models. So you could change it, you could edit them, you could, do a lot of application based on the, the avatar in our library. Also, as I mentioned, we have a very open 3D market for, so SME, for individuals. If you want to learn 3D, if you want to try 3D, if you want to play with 3D. Also, the cloud, as I mentioned, the key function for cloud is to do the storage, to do display, as well to manage the collaboration, as well to do some light design, which means in case your hardware cannot support some design capability, you could use our cloud to some very basic design capability to reduce your entry barrier to ensure the user experience is more easier for no matter who you are. And in terms of the, the 3D, application, so you could, when you want to do the merchandising plan or design plan, you could use 3D together with the 2D. When you want to display, when you want to do a 3D trend book, when you want to link between the PC and the cell phone, we create a digital twin solutions between the real world and the virtual world. And in terms of the e-commerce, we have do so many projects with Alibaba, with such as, light in box, such as Shein. We have do so many different applications in terms of the e-commerce. As you know, e-commerce is quite advanced in China. So in this area, actually, we have, so many experience. In case you are interested, we could discuss that offline. Also, in case you want to create a store, electronic store, a more Metaverse store, we could also help you to link the digital human, the digital merchandise, as well as the digital space. Okay, so this is some marketing activity we built for Madito, one of the luxury brands. So together, when they sell their goods in stores, they also launch their NFT in iBox, one of the NFT, transaction platform in China. And yes, I think one of the key results for this is that their branding, they create a lot of noise. Also, they attract more younger people. Okay, so in terms, I will skip this slide. Maybe it's quite, general. But overall, I would say we want to do a perfect combination between science and the fashion. Okay. So also, as I mentioned, we start to globalize our business since last year. So now we have worked with a lot of global customer already, such as Disney, Decathlon, S. Oliver, F3, G3, and so on. Okay, and go back to our business. We believe in terms you want to operate a brand, you always need to settle some key problems. And what is the key problems in those areas? We believe one is your channels, so which increase online, e-commerce, and offline, how to operate your store. In the second, the most important stuff is how you to elevate your brands. And the third one definitely is your products. How you could, design and develop faster, as well more accurate, as well as for good product for your targeting customers. And also one of the most important thing is that you have to ensure you have the most strong and flexible and fast supply chain among the world. So we believe in terms of our experience for working more than like 800 customers, we could provide your insight to use 3D as an element to link with this application or key drivers for your business growth. Okay, and this is some logo for some key customer we have already worked with, such as Anta, JNBY, Leland, YKK, and so on. Okay, that's all. So in case you are interested to talk more, you could add my WeChat, and I hope I could give you some advice. Thank you.